They say the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's actually greener where you water it. I'm just like stressed out now. Just got an open water swim. Victoria, they canceled the swim, so this is the first time actually swimming in my wetsuit. We're swimming there. Shout out Brandon. I won't out you, Brandon, but he's a little nervous about water, which is fine. Okay, I'm just gonna get naked. Oh no, it's good. Oh. It's tight. Dick. I'm just gonna face it that way. Gotta always have the Garmin on. Exercise doesn't happen unless it's on Strava. Yeah, water, I haven't felt it yet. Apparently it's not too bad, but it's a glacial lake. So I'm kind of nervous, but that's fine. Of course now it doesn't go up. Oh, there we go. Here we go, ready? Shoulders aren't mobile enough for this. So crazy. In a pool, it's 25 meters, but that is not 25 meters. It's kind of like intimidating. It is, but that's okay. There's no way I look good throwing on a swim cap and goggles. All right, sick. Out of breath from putting on my wetsuit. Okay, yeah, so we're doing either 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000. It's a game time decision. Starting from here, I guess, going along the bay, following the shore past the Prince of Wales, all the way to the Bosphorus. And then we're gonna check it out, make sure it's walkable or wadeable for Brandon. And then we'll come back, and that should be around 2 to 3 to 4. Oh. I fell. All right, these rocks are slippery. We're actually doing an open water walk today, so this is great. Nice. Camera rolling. This wetsuit off. Woof. 2,000 meters done. First real open water swim in like 5 years. Went well, I think. Brandon might have a hard time doing the FKT. Fastest known time of the Waterton Triple Crown. Starting to get really awkward talking to myself. But that's okay. We're having a good time. Thank goodness for wetsuit strippers. It's a little inappropriate, sorry. Time for a beaver tail. I'm so excited. Oh. Sonny's back on, feeling fast. Let's go. Nice.
My name's James Watt. I'm from Lethbridge, Alberta. I'm 24, and this is my Ironman journey. All for a silly little tattoo. Yeah, growing up, I was kind of always exposed to the three elements of triathlon, I guess. My dad was huge into cycling, and we'd always watch the tour, and I was actually fortunate enough to do my first 2 triathlons on his old road bike. So I'm very fortunate for that. But growing up, I was a competitive swimmer for a while, and I thought I might want to do that in university, but then ultimately volleyball kind of took over, and it took up all of my time, and I decided to go play volleyball in Manitoba for 5 years in university. So I did that, and then I transferred to the U of A, where I was going to finish off my last couple years of eligibility. But unfortunately, I kind of got hurt along the way, and it was an injury where I kind of decided I'd rather have my body for the rest of my life than play a couple more years of volleyball, which really sucked, but it was ultimately a decision that was probably right for me. And as much as I didn't want it to be right, it was the right choice. Being from Lethbridge, I decided to move back home and try and get healthy. It was kind of a long process where rest wasn't always the answer, so I kind of looked for a way to kind of get back into a routine of sports where that had completely disappeared. I didn't have practices, I didn't have lifts, I didn't have classes. It was kind of just a complete 180 from where I was in life. But I looked to triathlon and running and biking, where right around Christmas time I decided to kind of start getting active again and really try build up for a 70.3 and then ultimately full Ironman. I didn't always want to do an Ironman. Growing up, I was always pretty active, and every once in a while there'd be a triathlon in Lethbridge, and I would my parents would sign me up for it, and it would be a great time. I would do them as a team or by myself. Didn't really matter. But about 4 years ago, just after COVID, I did my first Olympic distance triathlon, and it by no means did it go well. But it was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was in a really cool place, and about a year and a half ago, I had an idea of doing a 70.3 once volleyball was over. And then this past May, I did my first 70.3 in Victoria, and as soon as I finished, I was just hooked. I was just like, double it, and let's do it again. One of the greatest experiences of my life. It was a really cool trip. I got to drive out there by myself and camp for the week, and then do the triathlon. And it was a really cool experience, meeting a bunch of really cool people along the way. But yeah, when I got home, I had an ultra signed up for me and my buddy to do in August. Unfortunately, my first training run for that ultra, I kind of did something to my knee and IT band, so that's kind of sidelined me for the last couple months. But I'm really starting to get back into it. I've signed up for Ironman Canada next year in August, so it's a long ways away, but it gives me tons of time to really get ready and feel the most prepared that I've ever felt for, I guess, anything. That's kind of where this comes into play. I'm really trying to do things that I'm not entirely comfortable with, like speaking to a camera, for example. So if you see me looking away or blinking a lot, that's just me being pretty nervous. But yeah, we're just starting this kind of video series as a way of kind of holding me accountable and kind of gives people a little bit of background and look into my life and maybe what I've gone through, and maybe it relates to what they're going through, and they can kind of, I don't know, grab something from it. And this series is kind of going to be all over the place. I'm going to kind of use it as just a way to video my life and what I like to do. So it's probably not going to include strictly training for an Ironman, because that can get pretty boring and pretty tedious. Yeah, I might record kind of whatever I'm doing day to day and just throw it on here for my enjoyment. And if you guys enjoy it too, great. Happy days.